There are 53 modern and contemporary sculptures across the St. Louis metro area placed by the Gateway Foundation. Thanks to a new book, Please Touch, you can keep all of them on your coffee table. Please welcome from FleishmannHillard, Senior Vice President and partner, Paul Wagman.
Thank you, Raynah.
So honored to have you here today.
Well, thank you.
And I love art, so this is,
terrific.
I'm excited about talking to you today. So tell me where the brainchild for this book came.
Well, the brainchild, or the brain man, better put perhaps for the book, is the late chairman of the Gateway Foundation. The Gateway Foundation is responsible for City Garden and for all these sculptures. It's a St. Louis foundation. And for many years it was headed by a man named Peter Fisher. Peter died almost exactly a year ago. But he spearheaded the creation of this book, did a great deal of the, it was his idea, and he helped bring it to life, and then it was completed by some people after he passed away.
All right, you mentioned the Gateway Foundation. So for those who don't know, tell us what's the Gateway Foundation.
Sure, the Gateway Foundation is a local foundation which is involved in three primary areas. They are improving playgrounds, lighting public structures in St. Louis, and installing public art. Now, the lighting is something that a lot of people have noticed, no doubt, but without being aware really of how it came about. The arch is lit at night now. It didn't used to be. Well, it's lit at night now because of the Gateway Foundation. The Missouri History Museum, the Civil Courts Building, several of the great sort of public structures in St. Louis are now lit at night, and they're magnificent, and that's through the generosity of the Gateway Foundation. Now, in recent years, the primary emphasis has been on public art, and there, as you said in the introduction, now 53 great pieces of sculpture by the world's greatest sculptures installed in public places in St. Louis. 23 of them are at City Garden, which is the Gateway Foundation's pièce de résistance.
And that's the one downtown.
That's the one downtown. That's the two-block space downtown that opened in 2009. But 30 more are just in various locations around the community, which I think a lot of people are not aware of, and they don't know where they are. So one of the values of this book is you can see all 53 in this book, and there's also a map that tells you where all the 30 that are not at City Garden can be found.
All right. You're with FleishmannHillard, which is a PR firm. How does the PR firm become so involved in the art world that you're placing art in and around a spectacular city like St. Louis?
Well, it's actually perhaps even a more interesting question than you realize. The Gateway Foundation is the one that's placing the art, not the PR agency. But the Gateway Foundation is kind of interesting in that it does not seek public attention. It is an extraordinarily self-effacing organization. They don't have their own communications staff. They never have. They never toot their own horn. But they did, when they created City Garden, they knew that they were going to have somebody out there to talk about it. And so they hired FleishmannHillard to do that for them. And the same thing is true with this book. So in a few rare instances, they're willing to talk about themselves, and I'm the guy who they hire to do that.
Well, you know what? We have to take a break.
Sure.
But when we come back from the break, let's dive into some of what's actually in this fabulous book. I'm touching. It says please touch,
Yes.
so I'm touching.
Great.
Let's dive into some of these photographs of these amazing sculptures all around St. Louis. Stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more on Please Touch after this break.